as you do. What do you mean by statist? That's a fantastic question. A statist is one who believes in the supremacy of the state over the individual. It's somebody who thinks that the apparatus, the bureaucracy of state authority is supreme, essentially. And usually, by the way, supreme above any celestial or divine authority as well. It's somebody who thinks that those who are entrusted with the power of the state should only have their hands stayed by their own judgment, because they must be so brilliant. After all, they are in charge of the state. It's a very dangerous philosophy, and it's at the root of progressivism, a term, of course, you're very familiar with from all of the Blaze and the Blaze.com and Glenn here on radio. But for progressivism to work, for them to move beyond what is currently our status quo, our accepted norms, our polity, our political society, there has to be the consolidation of authority at the state level to push it, because it will inherently ignore individual rights. It will inherently push beyond the bounds of the Constitution. The Constitution specifically limits what the government can do to you. It is therefore inherently in conflict with the progressive agenda. That is what I mean by statists. That is what I mean when I talk about the statist, authoritarian, progressive mindset. It is at the heart of everything they are trying to do, and as soon as you accept and understand this core fundamental principle, very little of what they do is surprising. Very little of what they do will come out of left field. You will know, because you understand what the goal of all of this is. So that's what I mean by statist. And we see this playing itself out with this administration, and I really appreciate also how many of you I'm seeing agree with me that there is this sense of unbecoming desperation, particularly from media elites who recognize that President Obama's agenda is in some jeopardy right now. Yes, Obamacare is beginning to collapse, but they think they can patch this, sort of like a dam that keeps springing leaks.